What's up guys, my name is Robin and welcome to the first episode of Test My Knowledge on my channel RobzarrGoesRawr. Now this is a new thing I wanted to try out, basically to see how much of an idiot I am. I'm starting off with a really easy one. I'm a massive fan of Harry Potter, so I should get the majority of these right, I hope. Basically what's going to happen is, it's going to be a once a week thing and I'm trying to find the hardest quizzes of things that I think I have a good knowledge of, and I'll do stuff that I don't think I have a good knowledge of as well, just to prove to the internet that I am actually just a bumbling idiot that makes videos. And so yeah, I thought I'd start with an easy one. It is just an online quiz. It's the ultimate Harry Potter quiz. Apparently I'm going to need some liquid luck to get full marks on this, but we'll have to see. I don't know if this is about the book or the film or both. I've read the books multiple times and I've watched the films more times than I'd like to admit, so we'll see what happens. Let's start. Which Harry Potter word is now in the Oxford English Dictionary? I think it's Muggle. I think I read that it's Muggle. It's Muggle. A person who possesses no magical powers. A person who lacks a particular skill or skill sets, a person who is regarded as inferior in some way. Yeah. Who were Harry Potter's parents? So this is an easy one. Oh. This quiz page is probably going to go a little bit doolally every now and then. James and Lily Potter. No need to go through that. Who are the Muggle aunt and uncle that Harry must live with every summer? This isn't difficult at all. Vernon and Petunia Dursley. I think they're probably going to get harder. There we go, this is probably a more difficult one. In order of birth, who are the 7 Weasley twins? Well, George and Fred are older than Ron and Ginny. Ginny's the youngest. I think Bill's the oldest. Yeah. We never met Charlie, I don't think, in the films. What are the 3 unforgivable curses? Avada Kedavra, Crucio, Imperio. Killing curse, excruciating pain, which is the torture curse. And Imperio, which actually Harry uses in Gringotts in Deathly Hallows Part 2 on the Goblin to get him access to Bellatrix's vault. Ron uses it as well when the spell gets taken off by the Thief's Downfall, which was the water that came down when they were on the tracks. Which of these Harry Potter professors teaches Transfiguration? McGonagall, that's McGonagall. At the end of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, depending on if you're in the UK or America, which professor removes his turban and revealed Lord Voldemort on the back of his head? Quirrell. These are easy, I'm totally... It's 57 questions. Wow. Who first shows Harry the Diary of Tom Riddle? Mary Myrtle. If we're not going to count Lucius Malfoy when Harry sees him slip it into the thing in Diagon Alley. Who is Tom Marvolo Riddle? He is Voldemort. What's the only Harry Potter book that's in there? What's the only book in the Harry Potter series that doesn't feature Lord Voldemort? Prisoner of Azkaban. Funnily enough, that's my favourite book and film, Prisoner of Azkaban, because it's the first one where it starts to get really dark. That was my favourite. It's definitely my favourite film. Who was the prisoner of Azkaban and was he guilty of the crime he was accused of? Sirius Black, not guilty. He did not give Lily and James up to Voldemort. What Hogwarts student is killed in Little Hangington Graveyard? The End of the Goblet of Fire, Cedric Diggory, played by Robert Pattinson. Now, I don't like Robert Pattinson because Twilight. That being said, that scene does still bring a tear to my eye. Who was not a member of the Order of the Phoenix? Bellatrix Lestrange. She was evil, evil, evil. Who kills Dumbledore at the end of the Half-Blood Prince? Snape, although Malfoy disarms him, which is why he gets the Elder Wand. How many copies of Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows did Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows sell on the first day of release in the UK and US? Now, I know it sold 5 million in the first hour, so I'm gonna go for 11. Cause yeah. The first hour when everyone got it at the midnight release. I got my copy at the midnight release as well. It sold 5 million, so most of the world had it. At midnight. So, what is the name of the fairy tale book that Dumbledore bequeaths to Hermione in the Deathly Hallows? J.K. Rowling later published the book she did. It was The Tales of Beedle and Bard, the one with the tale of the three brothers in it, which was animated by Tim Burton in the film, if you didn't know that. In the epilogue to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, to whom is Harry married? Ginny Weasley. Another tidbit offered in the final epilogue is that his former Hogwarts student is now teaching herbology at his alma mater. Now, this wasn't in the film, but it's Neville, obviously, it was in the book. He always had a thing for herbology, which we discovered in the 4th film. In the first Harry Potter theme park opened in 2010, where is it? Orlando, Florida. It's in the Island of Adventures bit with Universal Studios. I've never been there. I do want to go. I've been to Island of Adventure and Universal Studios, but I went before the Harry Potter world was built. I've been to the Harry Potter Studios in London a couple of times. If you haven't been, I definitely recommend you go if you're a fan of Harry Potter. It is incredible. It's like, it's mind-blowing, the stuff that they have up there. Like, you get to walk through Diagon Alley. It's crazy. And the first line of the book of Harry Potter series, so first line of the first book, so Philosopher's Stone, we learn that Harry's aunt and uncle, the Dursleys, were proud to say they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. The last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious, proud winners of the best kids. Perfectly normal, thank you very much. I remember that. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, Book 1, a magical creature named Fluffy guards a trapdoor. What kind of creature is Fluffy? A Niffler, a cuddly creature that is useful for treasure detector. No, he's definitely not cuddly. He's not a spider, he is a 3-headed dog. The Sorcerer's Stone is an incredibly valuable magical item which provides immortality and unlimited wealth, which was not protecting its hiding place. A blast ended Squirrel or Snape's puzzle potion. I think this one? Because Snape was protecting it. Yeah. Flitwick's Charmed Key, McGonagall's Transfigured Chessboard, Quirrell's Troll, Snape's Puzzle Potion, and Dumbledore's Mirror of Erised. Yeah, because we don't actually see all of the Protector's puzzles in the film. But each teacher kind of put a spell on something to kind of keep the stone protected, which didn't work, obviously. How did Harry retrieve the Sorcerer's Stone from the Mirror of Erised? He broke the mirror while fighting Quirrell, who looked in the mirror, found the stone in his pocket. Yeah. Magical shiz in the goblet. In the Chamber of Secrets, Book 2, Harry receives a warning when a creature named Dobby smashes a pudding in the Dursleys' house. What type of creature is he? He is a house elf. For some reason, I think it would be more noticeable if there was a centaur in Harry's bedroom. I think the Dursleys would definitely have something to say about that. Also, a goblin. That would be hilarious. I think they could have chosen two better answers for that. Maybe like a Cornish pixie or something, because a centaur and a goblin in Harry's bedroom was just completely unbelievable, even if you didn't know that answer. Harry and Ron miss the train back to school in Book 2, so they fly to Hogwarts in Ron's dad's bewitched Ford Anglia instead. How did that misadventure end? They landed spectacularly on the front lawn of Hogwarts. They did not. The car is spotted by muggles on the countryside. Both Harry and Ron are disciplined. It ended, they crashed into the Whomping Willow. But they did get spotted by muggles as well. In London when they went up, before they put the invisibility on. Hogwarts students are excited when Professor Lockhart starts a dueling club. At the first meeting, Harry unwittingly reveals a mysterious and rare ability. What is that ability? Harry has a Horcrux, that is true, but not found out till later. Harry can cast a Patronus charm, not found out till Book 3. He can speak Parcel Tongue. Yeah, because he stops that snake from attacking Justin in the film. I can't remember if it's Justin in the book as well, but he stops it from attacking Justin in the film. Exceptionally handsome and infuriatingly arrogant Professor Gilderoy Lockhart, God, this is a freaking like tongue twister or something, is a fraud and a disaster at almost all spells. There is one type of charm at which he excels, however. What is that? Memory charms. So that he can, and I quote, stop the people that he's stolen his work from going blabby. In Book 2, Harry discovers a diary that used to belong to a Hogwarts student named Tom Riddle. According to the diary, which Hogwarts employee is the heir of Slytherin? Hagrid. He tries to make Hagrid look like the heir of Slytherin, and that Aragog even. Aragorn is in Lord of the Rings. Aragog. The spider is the monster, but it's not. Hagrid was not, however, the heir of Slytherin. That person turned out to be Tom Riddle himself, who came to be known as by what name after he graduated from Hogwarts? The Dark Lord Voldemort. Both of the above. Both of the above. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Book 3, Harry runs away from his aunt and uncle after he accidentally blowing Aunt Marge up like a balloon. He did. That was funny. In Book 3, Harry nearly dies several times after catching a glimpse out of which death omen? The Grim, the werewolf, the Thestral, the Grim. The Thestral isn't a thing till Book 6, I think. 5. Book 5, the Thestrals become a thing. Because he sees them after he sees Cedric die in the Goblet of Fire. Third-year students at Hogwarts get to do two things they weren't allowed to do previously. What are they? Visit Hogsmeade and become prefects. Become prefects and start new subjects. New subjects. Visit Hogsmeade. New subjects and Hogsmeade, I believe that is. Yeah, because they can start doing things like ancient runes, and they can do what's that thing that Professor Trinoli teaches? Divination, and they can go to Hogsmeade as well, which is where Harry finds out that Sirius is his godfather. Harry begs permission from Professor McGonagall to take an unusually heavy course load in her third year. What does McGonagall give her to help with her class? As a time turner. I actually have a replica of that time turner, which I wore to Comic-Con last year when I went as Hermione. Harry and Ron each add only 2 classes to their course schedule: Care of Magical Creatures with Professor Rubeus Hagrid and Divination. which the Professor Who reminds Harry of a strongly of a glittering insect. It's weird. Who is this Hogwarts teacher? It's Trelawney. Yeah. Harry hasn't had the best experience in defense against dark arts teachers, but in year 3 he finally gets one who really knows his stuff. Who is he? Professor Lupin. I like Professor Lupin. I'm so sad that he had to die. Shush phone. Name both the wizarding prison and the fell creatures that guard it. Azkaban by Dementors. Azkaban by Deluminators. Yes, I'm just imagining floating, light-taking devices. It's like a big cigarette, the Deluminator. Dumbledore gives it to Ron when in his will, and he uses it to find Harry and Hermione. After he goes running off, thinking that Harry and Hermione are up to whatever they're up to, they're getting together or something, and he's like madly in love with her. But they're like kind of big lighter things. I'm just imagining floating big lighters taking and giving the light and scaring the prisoners of Azkaban. That's quite a funny picture of mine, actually. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry gets to spend part of his summer vacation with Ron because Ron's dad managed to get them tickets to a major wizarding event. What is it's the Quidditch World Cup. It's not the Tri-Wizard Tournament because Harry was in it. The International Exhibition of Thick-Bottomed Cauldrons. That sounds like a really bad school trip. Harry finds himself infatuated with a girl for the first time in Book 4. What Quidditch position does she play? It's Cho Chang. I think she's a seeker because I remember them being rivalry. Yeah, in the book. She ended up dating Cedric. He took her to the Yule Ball. In Book 4, Harry received a lot of unwanted attention from which Daily Prophet reporter Rita Skeeter. Barnabas Chuff's an editor, he's not a reporter. And Gilderoy Lockhart obviously is in a mental asylum after his memory spell backfiring in Book 2. As bad as the Ardifidavra killing curse is, the Cruciatus curse can be equally devastating, as Harry learns when he hears how Bellatrix Lestrange tortured Neville Longbottom's parents. What happened to the Longbottoms? They were driven insane and now live in Loxwood Wood. They didn't die. They didn't become Death Eaters either. They went to a mental hospital for wizards and witches. In the film it says they die. In the film it confuses me as well because Bellatrix Lestrange is not the only one responsible for torturing the Longbottoms. In the Goblet of Fire, when you go back into Dumbledore's memory of Barty Crouch Jr.'s trial, not his trial, when they find out that Barty Crouch Jr. Was involved in it, and Igor Karkaroff, who is the Durmstrang headmaster, reveals that he's like an inside man for the Death Eaters within Ministry. He tortured the Longbottoms as well. That's what he was locked away in Azkaban for, as well as kind of like being Lord Voldemort's eyes and ears. How did Harry learn about the fate of Neville's parents? Hermione put 2 and 2 together and told Harry he overheard Neville talk in his sleep. He saw the trial of Barnabas Crouch and the Lestranges in Dumbledore's Pensieve. Yeah, that's what happened. But they didn't show Bellatrix's part in the film. It was only in the book. Harry witnessed Lord Voldemort's return at the end of Book 4. How long did Lord Voldemort get his body back? Sorcerer's Stone, no, that got destroyed. Reanimated corpse of James Potter, no, because he's buried in Hogs. Where's he buried? Godric's Hollow, so they're in a different place. Use a potion of his own invention. Which horse-like creatures pull the school carriages at Hogwarts Thestrals? When Harry meets Luna Lovegood for the first time, which publication is she reading? She's reading The Quibbler, and she's reading it upside down. It's when Harry calls her Loony Lovegood by accident. Fred and George Weasley's life ambitions to open a joke shop. By Harry's 5th year at Hogwarts, they'd already invented which of these novelty items? Oh god, I don't know if I know this one. It's going to be my first failure, probably. Skiving snack process, canary creams, tongue, toffee, and extendable ears. I'm going to go for the top one. I don't know if it's right. Oh, it is right. Okay, we're still going well. I haven't got a single one wrong yet, and now I'm probably going to get one wrong. I'm probably going to get them all wrong now I've said that. Hogwarts gets its worst ever defense against the dark arts teacher in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Book 5. Who was it? Professor Dolores Umbridge. Although, I'd say Quirrell was probably still the worst one, seeing as he still ended up being Lord Voldemort. Since Umbridge won't allow students to actually practice spells, Hermione convinces Harry to start a secret defense against dark arts society, which... what is it called, and where is the meeting held? The DA, Dumbledore's... Actually, in the film, it's Dumbledore's army. Oh no, it's this one then. Yeah, Dumbledore's army meet in the room of the requirement. Yeah. That would have tricked me if I hadn't seen that bottom one. At the beginning of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Book 6, we meet a new professor. Who is he? Slughorn. Even though he is an old professor, he used to teach potions before Snape was Potion Master. And Snape goes over to teach defense against the dark arts. In Book 6, we learn about Horcruxes, objects that contain fragments of the Dark Wizard's soul. What are the 7 Horcruxes that Voldemort created? Okay, so Tom Riddle's diary, yes. Slytherin's locket, so we're on this one now. Hufflepuff's cup, Rowena Ravenclaw's diadem, yeah, it's this one, because it's not Rowena Ravenclaw's cup, it's the diadem, it's this one. And Harry Potter himself, also the snake. When I went to Harry Potter Studios the first time, it was for my birthday, which is in October, so it was around Halloween. They had a big defense against the dark arts, and like the dark arts in general, exhibition there. And I'm terrified of snakes, but they had the snake actor that played Nagini there, like in a box. It was really strange to see that. I hate snakes, they terrify me. But it was cool all the same. What does Dumbledore do in Book 6 to equip Harry with the tools he needs to destroy Voldemort's Horcruxes? Recruit him with the Sword of Gryffindor, teach him Horcruxes. He doesn't get the Sword of Gryffindor till him and Ron find it in the lake. So it takes him through the pen scene, shows him the memories of Voldemort's past to kind of see what things that Voldemort would have gotten attached to as young Tom Riddle. Which is where we see the picture of where the locket is held at the end of Book 6 and Film 6. On the train in Book 6, Draco Malfoy hints that his dark aspirations evolve into much more than schoolboy pranks. What does the Dark Lord ask them to do? Join the Death Eaters, murder Albus Dumbledore, both of the above. But he doesn't do it in the end. What magical object must Draco Malfoy repair in order to carry out his instructions from Voldemort? Vanishing Cabinet. It's in the Room of Requirement though. Who is the Half-Blood Prince? Severus Snape. Dumbledore also makes requests to Harry and Ron in Book 7. What are they? The Illuminator, Gryffindor sword, and the Golden Snitch Harry caught. Yeah, they didn't get the sword because it was lost, and he wouldn't have got it anyway. What are the Deathly Hallows? Resurrection Stone, Invisibility Cloak, and Elder Wand. Harry's best friend is Ron Weasley, who comes from a large visiting family. Over the years, Harry gets to know all of the Weasley kids pretty well. Which Weasley sibling dies in the Battle of Hogwarts? Fred? I think it's Fred, yeah. Because it's not the one that gets his ear blasted off. That was George. Severus Snape is a Death Eater. Is he also a bad guy? No, he's not. Nope, Death Eater's a good guy. Yep, that's how that's gonna go. Snape plays Dumbledore like a fiddle. We draw into the core. No, Snape became a murderer and a double agent in the name of love. He's complicated but ultimately good. Yes, he is. Because his Patronus actually takes the form of a doe, because that was Lily's Patronus before she dies. And where in the book, it's explained in the book, it's not explained in the film. When you are deeply in love with someone and they die, your Patronus can be replaced by theirs, because Patronus at the end of the day is a protection spell. So when Lily died, her Patronus got transformed over to Snape, because that was what was in the back of his mind. That was what would help him create his Patronus. So next, is that the last one? Question 57 of 57. Harry Potter quiz. I scored 57 out of 57. I'd like a thing that tells me I'm freaking awesome. Also, I should probably get a life. So there we go. I scored 57 out of 57 on the ultimate Harry Potter quiz. This quiz is on Entertainment Weekly, I think it is. I don't know what the website is, because my Bandicam thing that I've got going on is just blocking the URL there. So I don't know what, I can't see exactly what it is. But yeah, that's how much I watch and read Harry Potter. So I'm going to do one of these once a week. At the moment I'm just sticking to stuff that I know, but I'm going to change things up a bit every once in a while. If there's anything you'd like me to test my knowledge on, then let me know. If you found a good quiz that you'd like me to take, then leave me a link for it in the comments below, and I will try my best to get to it in a video. I am going to really enjoy doing these videos, I think, because it's going to be fun for me to see what I actually know about stuff that I think I know a lot about, and it's going to turn out that actually I know nothing about it. So it's going to be a lot of film trivia. I'm going to do some general knowledge stuff. I'll probably do an IQ test at some point. I'm going to do some TV stuff and stuff like that. I'm actually going to record a bunch of these right now, so be prepared for this look to be over you for the next couple of weeks in the Test Your Knowledge videos, because I'm just going to record a bunch of them right now, because now that I have internet back, it's just kind of like easiest for me to get a load of stuff on the same subject recorded all at once, so that I've got backlogs and stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to be it from me for this video. If you like this video and like this kind of thing that I'm going to start doing, then please let me know in the comments below. Where the channel format is still new, I'm still kind of like willing to change things if things really aren't working. So I'd like to know your input on how things are going with the channel change so far. I am really hoping that it works out better for you guys, and it's definitely, like, even like with the pre-recording I've done, it's already working out better for me, so I'm hoping that it's working out as well for you guys as it is for me. I'm gonna record another one of these now, and it'll be posted up next week, and it's going to be Lord of the Rings, because I've recently gone on a Lord of the Rings binge and renewed my love for that film series. So I'm going to try that out, but I'm going to do a book one, so it's going to be a little bit harder, because I've only read the books a couple of times, because they're quite hard books to read. So that'll be what's coming up next week, and after that I'm going to change some things up a bit, probably do some TV stuff and stuff like that. So that's going to be it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next time you hear from me, guys, as always, stay classy, gamers.